Good morning. My name is Dulcie Mapondera, and I have been a member of St. Bart's since 2007. It is exactly a year ago that I last worshipped in this sanctuary, and I'm delighted to be back. But it is not the same without our St. Bart's community. I traveled to Europe the last week of February 2020 and returned to New York on the 3rd of March. There was only one passenger on the flight wearing a mask, and we, the other passengers, looked at him with suspicion. Little did we know what lay ahead of us. 10 days later, on what Dean called last week, Friday the 13th, we were told at work to take our laptops home, as we would be working from home starting the following Monday. At that point, I realized the situation was really serious. What has helped me get through this past year has been keeping to a routine. On weekdays, I get dressed in my work-from-home clothes and am at my desk at a regular time. On Sundays, I take part in the 11 a.m. service at St. Bart's, which did not miss a beat when we had to go virtual. Last Sunday was Gratitude Sunday, and we heard from fellow parishioners what they are grateful for. I echoed every one of their sentiments. I too am grateful for our community continuing to do God's work. Paolo, the choir, the music, the preschool and its staff, the morning and evening meditations, our vestry, clergy, staff, and the technical experts who have made it possible to continue our parish life virtually. I have been awed by the breadth of topics covered in the adult education programs and Sunday Forum that have responded so timelessly to the events that have transpired before our eyes. We have been informed by our doctors, Jamie Ferrara and Jim Marion, about the pandemic in the darkest of times, and now as we have hope for a return to normal life with the vaccines. We have discussed civil rights, race, heaven and hell, climate change, and today, on St. Valentine's Day, romance and family in the 21st century. In a sermon last year on the 22nd of March entitled, Seeing Clearly, Dean spoke these words by William Faulkner, adding some of his own. I believe that man will not merely endure, he will prevail. He is immortal, not because he alone among creatures has an inexhaustible voice, but because he has a soul, a spirit capable of compassion and sacrifice and endurance. The poets, the writers, and Dean's edition, the preacher's duty, is to write about these things. It is his privilege to help a man endure by lifting his heart, by reminding him of the courage and honor and hope, and pride and compassion, and pity, and sacrifice, which have been the glory of his past. This is a moment that cries out for poets, and maybe for preachers too. Yes, in this pandemic, our clergy have met the moment, and through their pastoral care and preaching, they have lifted our hearts and challenged us. Peter's sermon in January, Go Fish, to be more open to others. Deborah's sermon in July, Land of the Free, Home of the Brave, which brought me back to my childhood in pre-independent Zimbabwe, and Susan Anderson Smith's last sermon, exhorting us to speak words of peace and healing, and to be agents for justice and reconciliation. Most of all, with the help and support of our community, Crossroads has continued to address hunger in New York City at a time when the need has been so great and continues to be so. I hope this time next year we shall be all together again, worshipping here in this sanctuary. But to do that, St. Bart's needs our continued support. I invite you to join me in pledging our financial support to ensure not only that we can seamlessly come back, but that St. Bart's continues to do God's work in 2021. Thank you.